Welcome, everyone, viewers and all alike, to part 11 of the project stream. Got some exciting new content on here today, on which I will show you right about now. What are we looking at over here? This is incredible work by Mobius. He's an amazing artist. He has lots of worthwhile comics to check out if you're ever in either a comic book store, you're browsing through Comixology or other comic book accessible apps. Definitely check out his work. It's absolutely amazing. As you could see, this is just the first few pages of The Long Tomorrow. It's issue number 4 of Mobius. There are 9 issues, I believe, in total. And they're all beautiful pieces of work. So let's take a look over here. A lot of this actually reminds me, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to show this page. It just reminds me of Blade Runner. You know, just her look as well. I love all the little detail that's put on, and similar to John Buscema's work. It's not incredibly complicated. There aren't a lot of complicated shadows and details on a face, etc. But despite that, it still retains this very mature sort of vibe about it. As far as the art goes, I mean, the story as well, of course. It's just beautiful work. I'm just gonna select something to demonstrate it. Yeah, just paying attention to that. You know, that right there is just another form of feathering to indicate shadows. Right here as well. That's just beautiful work. And this sophistication of the face, if you just pay attention to it, the expression there, his great understanding of anatomy. I mean, look at the hand, right? That's also really well done. And just moving on over here, and you guys can see in both of these panels actually, even though it's really, it's far from simple, the background is solid. And this is something that we were talking about before in the stream was, you know, how sometimes people don't know what to draw, so they just keep the background solid color. But as you could see, and especially in the very last panel of this page, that's not a problem. I mean, just look at the amount of detail that goes into just pretty much everything. From people to the store to the logos. Just, you know, incredible amount of work. Incredible amount of detail, but still retains like a simple form to it as well. But you could see that he has everything down. Perspective is down, anatomy is down, colors are beautiful. Just different. And also the creativity and imagination. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about his work. And if you guys pick up this issue and look through it, you will see exactly what I'm talking about, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, if you go through all of his all of the episodes, all the issues, you will see the extent of his creativity and his imagination and the kind of characters he comes up with the kind of scenes he comes up with. The story is also really incredible. And this is just an example of how fun his work is. like a robot, kind of like coming in, serving drinks. Then we got this really weird statue right here that looks like a bird that's upside down. That's very cool. And just look at things like this. That's also beautiful work. You could tell that he exaggerates features as well, but this is something that we were talking about in a previous stream, that it's best to first nail down anatomy. Like, look at how well he drew that hand. It's excellent looking hand. So much variation to the line. He gives it dimension by adding certain details, but he's also able to exaggerate his work because of that, because everything else looks so well done and so true to life, in a sense, that it just looks well. It looks well exaggerated. And this is also, in terms of composition, it's beautiful. Even though it's such a busy scene, there's so much going on over there, you still see that the protagonist is right here. You know, it doesn't get in the way of telling the story. All the detail that's put in there, and granted also the colors tend to pop out. What is in the foreground, what's in the background. But all these elements create such an amazing page, amazing comic book. Just want to zoom out so you guys could see it in its full glory. The content is also adult, just a fair warning, putting that out there. It is adult content, but it's just for the sake of paying attention to the art. And see how much he's not even skipping out. Like, look at the balcony right here. He's still putting in people over the inside over there. So he really creates this world. He really takes the time to put in every single detail there. These guys right here as well that are standing on the balcony. It's fantastic. He really gets into his creativity zone and brings out the best in pretty much everything. Like, this is wonderful as well. Like, he brings everything to life. Brings the background characters to life. Like, these two are having some interesting conversation. You know, she seems pretty shocked by what this guy is saying, and just his background. I mean, his clothes. What is that? His clothes right there. That's also fun. That detail and the creativity of the design itself adds so much to it. Also pay attention to the clothes design, right? That's a lot of fun. It's like a mix between like futuristic and also like 17th century garbs. That sort of kind of reminds me of. And even, let's see if we can check that out right there. So this is just to point out how much background is also important in creating this world and creating whatever it is that you're making. It's not just about the pinup, you know, it's not just about putting in all the effort into like the main character and making him look cool. It's creating an entire scene that just has awesome design, awesome storytelling, and events in a sense. There's also this group right here, and they're huddled together talking about something, and their clothes design, like that looks like right there, like something to do with cards. Not really, just reminds me of I guess the clothes in cards, and just the design of it in a sense reminds me of that. And then her outfit also adds to like that 17th century fashion. This little detail over here and over here, all of this at the end of it all creates this amazing scene. So just like John Buscema's work, this is incredibly inspiring. The amount of time that was spent, I would imagine, on each panel is overwhelming, I'm sure. Or it could have been quick, you know, he was an absolutely amazing artist. So could have been that it didn't take him much time at all to actually create these panels, but that's because he drew so much. Well, enough about gushing about Moebius. Check it out. It's all worth all the time and money spent on finding it and acquiring it, and all the other issues that follow. His work is fantastic. So with that said, guys, let's jump into today's stream. We'll be continuing on with my project that I've been working on for a minute. And I did do more work on my own time, just because, as I've mentioned in previous streams, it's just not enough. An hour every day, even though it's much better than nothing, just not enough time to complete this. And it's such a challenging angle for the face. I've been really meaning to just capture as much of it as possible. It's been a while since I've pursued drawing portraits like this. trying to tackle this as quickly as possible before I get into the zone or just get used to the image. When I first opened it up, I was like, wait, there's something off on the face again. And I'm just like trying to work as quickly as I can before my eye gets used to it, and then I'm like, what's wrong with it? I can't figure it out. But again, I think a lot of it just has to do with a lack of color to define features. I'm struggling with it because I have to rely on my ability to eye the boundaries of features. Since it is only a line that's defining it. Just 1 second, guys. I have to give Pretzel a little restart there. Something's up. Let me just restart OBS. I will be right back, everyone.